Hello, I am Bentham and welcome back to Clusterio. The good old impromptu stream with absolutely no warning to anyone. So I'll give everyone some time to turn up and say hi, and to make sure that everything is running as it should be. We've had a fairly decent track record so far, at least in terms of the quality of the stream at the time that it's live, maybe not so much in the ability of YouTube to turn that stream into a video, as I have learned this past week. But hello to Rochelle and Brummock and Rabd. And to Paper Fleegenar, you made it! Welcome to the stream. Streaming nice and late this time. Might be helpful to some people. Welcome 99. Just when you were going to sleep. Oh no! You can still go to sleep, Rochelle. This will be up as a video later. It won't be a particularly long stream though. I'm thinking it'll only be like 2 hours, but it could end up being 4 or 6 like it was last time. Probably not though. I don't think I'll go too long because long streams may not go well. Oh, someone's turning up to say hi. Welcome, Dead Cavaiol. I guess you weren't here for the last stream. Yes, potentially 60,000 signs per minute, but I'm not sure what the current rate is. I'm gonna have to find out. I'm gonna have to go to wherever the science is actually done now, and I don't think it's here anymore. So, I did a stream on this last Friday, basically at the same time, and in that we were around for the very beginning of Clusterio, and we watched everything set up and start moving, and participated in it, and that was very fun. Now, we should take a look at how it's gone since. I was hoping to do some more streams, but I was sort of... I was sort of put off by the fact that the video of the last stream didn't work properly. For whatever reason, the first 2.5 hours were cut off, and I had to contact YouTube support, and they had their specialist team look at it apparently, and apparently they haven't fixed the problem yet, but now the video it's full length, and I've since uploaded it, and it's fine now. So I don't know, YouTube, like, I uploaded it, it fixed, and then a day later I uploaded it, and then a day later I got an email saying they're still working on the problem. I'm like, you have the video, it's published, people are watching it right now. YouTube may have a communication issue, both internally and externally. But yes, for those who weren't here for the last stream and who haven't watched the video of the last stream, let me explain to you what Clusterio is as night falls and you can't see anything anymore. Clusterio is a huge Factorio project organized by the FactorioMMO community to link together a large number of servers using a special mod called Clusterio, which allows you to connect servers together. And what this means is that you can make factories bigger than anything ever before seen. And so this is a network of now 30 separate servers, all running on fairly powerful hardware, and each linked together with a group pool of items, basically this one logistics network that all servers are connected to, and they're all exchanging items and working together to create a factory the likes of which Factorio has never seen. And so the aim of this project is to make a factory across these 30 servers that is generating 60,000 signs per minute, or 1,000 signs a second. Which is pretty crazy. Means launching a rocket per second, amongst other things. And I'm going to see how they've gone, because I haven't kept track of what the state is at the moment of the science production rate. So let's take a look. We right now are in the Nexus server. This is the original core server that is doing all the fiddly gubbins that the other servers don't want to have to bother with. Now, at the time that I was last here, it was basically like a big main bus or two. It was a bit of a mess, and it was making like a bunch of belts and stuff like that. Basically just making factory components that were then being shipped to all the other servers. And I spawned in and it was completely different, so we're going to take a tour here. I didn't take much of a look at it, but here's the start of it. You can see worker robot speed 22. They get quite fast at that sort of level. How expensive is 22? I wonder. probably quite a lot. By the way, thank you, Der Papier Fliegenar, for your €10 super chat. Very much appreciated. Glad to have you here. I've been streaming at awkward times for you recently, and I'm glad that you've been able to make it for this one. The rate should be pretty close. They just redid the space science a couple of days ago. Yes, we'll have to check that out. It will cut off part of it for a couple of days before the rest of it comes back, Rochelle says. So, anytime a video is longer than 4 hours. Right, that's weird. Because the thing is that it was apparently sent to some specialist YouTube people, and they haven't found a solution yet. So presumably it's a problem that's new to them or that they're currently working on. I'm not really sure, but that doesn't matter now. The video came out. This one's going to be shorter, so it shouldn't run into that problem. And any time in the future that I'm doing particularly long streams, I will just record them locally and then separately upload the thing at the end of it. So here's the Nexus. It's changed a lot. It's a lot more organized than it was at the time, because back when I was here last, there were 50 people working on it, and now it's pretty much just running itself. So here we just have production of satellites. Not much happening here right now. I think this is all just paused. Being called upon when needed, and apparently it's not needed very much. Just nothing happening here now. There was a minute ago when I was looking. Thank you very much, Brummuck, for that $20 super chat. Not one-upping you, Papier, just didn't think of anything to say, so I'll say this. Sponsor to Bentham and you get notified by the man himself and get to talk to him. Yes, thank you for advertising my my Discord there. Yeah, sponsors have access to my Discord using the YouTube integration, where I do talk about stuff that I'm doing and plans, and I do give people some warning about streams, because there I feel like I can, and then maybe I won't, but I'm still okay with it. I don't know. I do give them warning. I mean to give people more warning, like, outside of that. I want to do scheduled streams more often, get into a regular thing, and this is the second Friday stream in a row, so we're getting in that direction. I'm trying to start doing that sort of thing. Mondays and Fridays seem like good times to do that, particularly Fridays. Mondays probably good, but then I have a roll for it the night before, and that often runs very late and to the point where it's early. I don't know about that, but Fridays and Mondays seem like a good shout at the moment, so that may start to become a regular thing, and I'm going to try and do that, and if I feel like I'm able to deliver frequently enough, then I will make that a set time and start delivering streams at that set time. Got some trains here, interestingly. They're not doing much right now, but that's probably because there's circuit conditions and all sorts of gubbins running. No. No, there is not. Oh, but it's only if the inventory's full or empty, so because it's not empty, it's not going anywhere. And what is this one for? Like, hang on, what's the station called? Called Pax Home. Is this personal transport sort of thing? I don't want to mess with it in case it's not, so I'm going to leave it. Why, there's some mining going on here, of all things. Right, we should probably take a tour using the map view, because there's a lot to explore, and it's all covered by radars, I'm sure. So here we've got a bunch of generic item construction. Seems focused on very specialist items, suit stuff and things like that. Got grenades. Currently, the production of personal roboports is going crazy. Out of all the things, I wonder what that's about. It's a logistics network, the normal logistics network, as opposed to the insane group one connecting all the servers together. Have I tried opening Railworld in Factorio 16.40? I haven't. I didn't actually open Factorio in this time. I only heard about the bug after the fact. Apparently there was something where train signals just stopped working, and so trains just destroyed each other. You know, everyone saves when they load it into 16.40. So that's interesting. Here we've got, this looks like these are the get chests. So this is like getting delivered materials from other servers. Interestingly. So that's all going into this stuff here. And it's making nuclear stuff right now. I have heard something about that. Yes, there's even more production stuff here. So this is like the fiddly gubbins, and then this is the more important stuff where they've got speed modules up the wazoo to make sure that one assembler can keep up with all demand for it, so that's interesting. Then here we've got massive amounts of landfill. Who needs this much landfill? Jeez. And then here we've got tons of ammo, tons of turrets. So it seems like there's a sort of system here of there's different styles of array. So you've got your basic, we occasionally need some of it thing. You just have your standard little thing here. Or there's, we need a lot of this thing, and then you have this here, and then you can extend this out into more of them. And then you get into wacky arrays like this, where it's like, just make as many as you can. Just dedicate an entire... oh, it's a get chest for supplying, actually. That's interesting. And then these are all merging into this one put chest here. Don't connect to the main bot network, apparently. Ah, look at that! They've got them designed so that there's just this tiny gap in the logistics network between each thing, so that there's a dedicated network for each array. Very cool. And yeah, there's just tons of it. Let's zoom out a bit here. So, bunch of arrays for making different things. People to put convenient markers and everything. Oh, what have we got over here? We've got, that looks like, yeah, that's Covarex enrichment there. In vast quantities. That's crazy. 2 different designs being discussed, apparently. Yeah, that's interesting. And then over here there's some rocket fuel production for all the train networks. That probably provides for every train network in the entire entirety of Clusterio. Gotta stay hydrated. Don't have a bot on YouTube. Gotta remember yourself. Crazy amounts of rocket fuel makes sense, and low density structure. Where are the computer units being made? Are they being made here? Perhaps they're not. Interesting, because everything else is. The satellites are being made here. I wonder where that is, what server that is on, because it doesn't seem to be this one. So yeah, the complete redesign of the entire array here. This is completely different from when I last saw it. Just basic belt production there, only that, and no other kinds of belt production as far as I can see. That's confusing. And then here people have been making logos and cool patterns and stuff like that, so that's neat. Even got some light-based stuff. There's one server where that might be allowed, because with some of them it's the case that you don't want to use up any UPS, you don't have to. But I guess this server has some running spare, essentially. It's a place to go for this sort of thing. And thank you very much to Papier Fliegenar for that €15 super chat, excuse me. You started the currency war. And then, oh, there's different... There's emotes for different money? That's cool. Euro, dollar. That's neat. Money bag, throwing around money. Oh dear. Thank you very much, Chris. I might just call you Chris. I don't know. I seem to default to paper plane. So maybe I'll just stick with that. Oh, we got some inserter production up here. More belt production. Interesting. Right, I think that's all the proper production stuff. Now there's this very cool thing over it. What's it? Cloud power. Is this indicating something, or I don't know. Yeah, I'll get into that later, but here's something cool that they've rigged up. This is an indicator system showing the amounts of like a bunch of different important materials and how much there is of them. So there's a bunch of green lights, which is a good sign. We got a red light on pumps apparently. So I guess we need more pumps. So someone should get on that. I imagine that's just the case that there's not an assembler for it, because why else would there be such a shortage apparently? What else? Everything's green here. We've got short supply of steam turbines. Also accumulators, reactors. Oh, we just had a drop in supply for concrete there. If that gets fixed. There's a short supply of heat exchangers. Heat pipes are fairly okay. Pumps are going all over the place, it seems. What we got further down? Oh, we got a red light on processing units. That makes sense. They're a pain. And, rocket control units. So what's that about? Where are they being made? They gotta be being made somewhere, right? Just haven't seen them. Like, there's a separate rocket server, so it must be something to do with that. Oh, that just dropped for a second, and oh, it's just going all over the place, this one. I mean, this is an unimportant supply. This is the supply of empty canisters of nuclear fuel. I don't know why there's an indicator for that, honestly. And there's a shortage of blue science, so that's the current one of the 7 sciences that's limiting production, I would presume. So I guess someone's going to be working on that. And over here we've got more shortages of accumulators, apparently. That's got to be something else. That's got to be the accumulator symbol used to represent power, I've got to assume. Somehow. Not sure of the specifics. Oh, and it's a graph over time. They've got a graph over time of the power supply. Oh, that's so cool. I want to see this update. There it goes. And night's falling, so it's dropping. Oh, that's cool. Yeah, so it's tied to this here. So this is the accumulator specifically. Well, I would say specifically for this network, but there is a cool thing that they've added to the Clusterio mod since I last checked it out. But thank you very much, William Robinson, for that £1 super chat. No message, but thank you anyway. Feel free to say something if you want it to be said. I will read out all super chat messages as long as they are not obviously trying to mess with me. Which once or twice has happened, but usually people are nice. Can you buy the game for me soon? Wait, what? Can you buy the game for me soon? Can play with you? Not sure what you're getting at there, but thank you for the super chat. People can join the Clusterio server network. They have to. It is a whitelist only, so not everyone can join because there's a danger of griefing on a server of this scale. You don't want people coming in who want to mess things up. So there are criteria you have to meet to get into the server network to get on that whitelist, so that everything isn't wrecked by somebody, because that would be a huge pain. So I allow my sponsors to join, and I add the extra rule of if I learn of anyone on the Clusterio servers who was put onto the whitelist through me doing any griefing or in any way interfering with anything that they shouldn't be interfering with, I will of course make sure they're removed, though I imagine that will happen anyway. But I will also remove you from my Discord, and also if possible from what I can on my YouTube channel, because I'm not having that. Zero tolerance policy, no griefing, not having it. Want to make sure that's clear, because I don't want to be the one responsible for someone messing up this server. Or, well, any one of these servers. The whole project, because it's a very cool thing. So yeah, so the thing about the power is that something has... the mod, I think, has been updated since everything started, and now power is also transferable between servers. So I think this is actually the power network for the entire network of servers. I could be wrong, because I haven't been keeping super up to date with it, but I would guess that is the situation. So that's very cool. This is just the entire network. So presumably the day-night cycle is synchronized between all the servers? Not 100% sure on that, but that is what I would guess. So yes, if we go back to... we're in the map already. If we go back to the map and zoom out, this is the solar power production we have right now. What the... Like, people making logos in, or messages or whatever, in these arrays. That's brilliant. But yeah, so this is the insane amount of power production that this one server is providing. Oh, and hello. Hold on, we'll get back to that in a second. I just want to look at this. There's different designs. So there's like this one here that everyone was using. And then everyone switched to this one. So, don't know what that's about. Conflict in design styles there or something. Chest corner? Ah, they've marked the area that the get chests and put chests can be placed within, because there is a limit. They have to be somewhere close to the middle of the map. You can't place them anywhere, so you have to deliver things via train into the center of the map, potentially. Ooh, hello. Here's a whole bunch of stuff here. This seems to be picking up supplies. Where's it taking them? Is it going up here? Is it delivering to this place? And yeah, it is, to unload and be used in more solar building projects. So yeah, they've marked here the square that can be operated within, and everything outside that you've got to deliver to and from. So yeah, I've just spotted this here. 2,600 labs for 60,000 science per minute. There's a bunch of messages here. With... I'm not sure what they're for particularly. But yeah, so here is the system. We have the get chest requesting each of the different kinds of science. They're all being put onto belts and delivered down this line into this array. All of this. It's just screen after screen of it. You can't fit it all on one screen. Vast amounts of like, they've all got productivity modules in, then there's huge amounts of beacons with speed modules in it. And this just goes on and on. And these aren't running right now because of a lack of blue science. Is blue science being overhauled? Because it doesn't seem to be running at all right now. Like there's none. So there's got to be some sort of rebuild project happening with the blue science for there just to be no supply whatsoever of it. So there's no science happening right now. Did I spot some stuff here? It's just some beacons. Not beacons, rubber ports. Yeah. So that's apparently the amount of science labs needed to run to make the required 60,000 science per minute, or to process the 60,000 science per minute. So that's unheard of, never before seen, I'm completely sure. Oh, and then there's lovely science indicators here that I guess are more detailed, so there's a little bit of a shortage of purple science then, relative to the others. These seem to be much more detailed in what's what. But yeah, so here we have combinators connected to the global logistics system. This is what all servers are linked into for the purposes of providing and getting materials. Now there's a problem with the get chest on the CERN server, that's why there are no blue science packs. Okay. So yeah, 1 billion stone, 1 billion oil, close to 1 billion coal, vast amounts of water, uranium, steam. There's 100 million steam. It looks like a lot of these are limited now to a specific number, and that's why they're holding at those. Otherwise, there'd be more. 82 million iron, 76 million copper, 30 million gears, millions upon millions of ore, 3 million circuits. Isn't there like an achievement for making 2 million? That's like the final achievement for making circuits. I forget actually. Let me look through my achievements. I've got oh, these are for the server specifically, but I remember that there's an achievement that any player can get, which is 20 million circuits. So like in my lifetime of playing Factorio, I've made like maybe 100 million, and there's 3 million just in storage right now, and there'd be more, but it isn't needed. Okay, let's have keep looking at this. 300,000 uranium of both kinds. 1 million red circuits, 1 million furnaces. 1 million miners, 500,000 solar panels. It's insane. And all this is just in storage. Unlimited. It's crazy. Okay, so that's pretty much this server then. There is one more thing to check. I've been holding it off, but I need to see this. I need to see what science has been done. So, of course, like, there's only infinite research left at this point. Everything else is finished. So let's take a look at this. We're at, oh my god. Worker robot speed 22. I did not consider the insanity that is the science cost of worker robot speed 22. That's 65 million science. And they're midway through that right now. That's just mind-blowing. That's insane. Oh, someone's saying something. Oh, someone left the game. I think I'm the only person on the server right now. And let's look at the rest of these here. So, like, we've barely scratched, like, a lot of these because they're not important. Everything's just at 16,000. 32,000 for some of these. These are crazy numbers for most servers, but for this I'm not even batting an eye. Yeah, it's 64,000 for the bullet damage. Yep, seems fine. Twice that for laser turrets. And then we get to artillery shell shooting speed. Shooting speed isn't even that important, but that's at 2 million in cost now. Means that they've researched the one that costs 1 million. And then here we got artillery shell range, which is more important. That's at 4 million. I'd be researching that more myself, but then I guess worker robot speed is very important. And yes, so then we have that with the insanity there. We've got, let's do follower robot count. Barely anything done with that. I mean, who uses that? Then we have mining productivity, only at 58,000. I was expecting that to be more. But I guess if there's enough miners, it doesn't matter. But to me, I'd prioritize that. I mean, that's a fraction of worker robot speed. I mean, that's a fraction of artillery shell range. Like, I mean, that's an insane amount of productivity, don't get me wrong, but I'd be like, how deep does this rabbit hole go? We have to go further. How much can we get out of one piece of ore? Like, that's what I'd be prioritizing right now. Let me check the bonuses that we've got. So artillery range is 300% extra, so that's cool. And mining productivity is it's over 1,000%. That's just crazy. What's robot speed right now? Whereabouts is that? Here it is. Movement speed plus over 1,000%. So, let me just... Oh, what was I going to check? Already forgotten. Oh yeah, I want to go look at one of these miners. So, here we go. There's a couple miners running here. Let me just... I can't select one unless I'm there. Oh, I'm there! Well, that was easy. Okay, so... Here we go. We got 40k iron being mined by this. Look at the bar! Look at it, and because this is with speed modules added as well. So this is at like 250% anyway, and then multiply that with 1,000%. So you're looking at like 2.5 to 3,000%. Which is, if you, like, per one piece of ore, what is that? That's... It's 30 ore, isn't it? 30 ore per one piece. Something in that region. And we can make that, like, 10 times more with relative ease. It's easily affordable. Like, look, this one here. It's filling that belt and half filling this one. These ones aren't, like, this one's not even running. This one couldn't if it could even try, because these two are filling up 2 blue pelts. This one's not even running full speed. I can see why they didn't bother researching anymore. You can supply the factory off like one tiny deposit. Just insanity. Don't multiply the speed modules for the efficiency. It's only 12 per one ore? Really? Oh, okay. Still though, that's madness. That's just wonderful craziness. So this one deposit here is producing... Like, these aren't quite running full speed, so I'm going to say like the equivalent of as many as 4 blue belts from this. I love it. It's amazing. You were getting 30 times the volume per miner. Oh, so I was right then. You're getting 30 per piece of ore, right? Oh, then again, it's speed. It's not productivity. That one. So you're getting 12 ore per ore, but you're getting 30 times the ore you would normally expect from a miner. So 1 mine is equivalent to 30 miners in terms of what it's producing, I think. Probably roughly something like that. I could be wrong. So, that's the Nexus. That's server number 1. Took half an hour. Let's go to the next one. So we'll quit out of this. And we'll go to public games. So you can take a look at the list here. So this is the Clusterio list. It doesn't fit in one thing. You can see a lot of them have been running for quite a while at this point. I do want to hop into one that's brand new though, because literally like 10 minutes after going, let's do a stream, my sponsors informed me that a new server had just popped up. So this popped up like 10 minutes before I started streaming. And it's called Waterworld. And when they showed me a screenshot they took just after they started, it was just one tiny platform in the sea. So let's see what they've managed to do with it in 40 minutes. Oops. So it was just this platform with a get chest so they could get their basic supplies. And I guess the purpose of this is water supply? Is that what this is for? I think that's what this is for. Like, that's all they're building right now, so that seems to be their plan. There's a few people in here. There's Cyhius. He is the mastermind of this whole project, as far as I understand. Mr. One Penguin there, he's one of the sponsors that informed me of this this new server. So I guess this is the job. It's just making vast amounts of water and delivering them to the rest of the network. So the water supply is presumably rocketing upwards right now. Yep, you can just see that jumping up by what is that? That's 3 million a second. Maybe like 1 million a second. That's okay. That works. That's a way of making sure you got enough water. You imagine it's to feed the nuclear reactors? Very good point, Queso. That has to be what it's for. Right. Well, there's not much to see here. That was a relatively quick tour because there's not much to this one. It's just vast amounts of water production. Okay, so yeah, the purpose of this then is to feed the other new server that they've just made. So let's hop into that one next. Because that is... Where is it? There it is. Lud. Nuclear power. And there might be another one as well. There was something about 2 new servers, but that might be Waterworld that they were referring to. Oh no, there's another one here. There are 2 nuclear servers. Interested? Interested? Interesting. I am interested by these interesting servers. Okay. Oh, if you press P in the Nexus, you can see how much they've produced up till now. Didn't think of doing that. That would have been good. I can hop back into there at the end of the stream maybe and see. And got to catch up with this one. One's running a little bit slower apparently. And here we are. Oh yeah, this one's... Oh, this one's running slow. Oh dear. What's going on with this? Well, this got set up like less than 2 hours ago, and apparently they've done this already? Wow, they work fast. That's... How did they really do this in this time? No wonder the thing's lagging. The Steam is probably responsible. I imagine that the Steam's causing a bit of issue. If I could switch that off, then it wouldn't run so awkwardly for me. I don't know. Actually, it seems that the whole server's running slow. But yeah, this is nuclear power. I'm very happy to see that this is a thing. They've just made, like, now that you can transfer power between servers, it makes complete sense to have a dedicated nuclear server, or 2, as it turns out, to provide all the power that every single other server in the network needs. So that's what these things are doing. And I'm quite proud of the fact that the design that they're using, the super low UPS design that they came up with, is nearly identical to the design that I use for my reactors, just by complete coincidence. I'm glad that I accidentally came up with a good design there. So yeah, this is madness. Absolutely crazy. And they're just slowly putting it together with a bot network. I guess they've just like cordoned off an area. This must be like the range that get chests and put chests cover, maybe? Not quite sure, but then they're just building within this their vast array as they can. It's taken a bit of time because of all the materials needed. No wonder there's a shortage back in the Nexus if this is what's being made here. Oh, research should kick in again because the problem in the CERN server has been fixed. Good to know. Okay. I do want to hop in and see the other servers, see if they're focusing on this one or whether they're just getting both of them done. I am curious. So, there it is. Let's see if they've got to this one yet or whether they're focusing on the first one. And here we are. This one, nope, they've got to work on this too. Oh, they've finished the work they've got done here. They picked a smaller area to cover, so they've more rapidly got this one covered. What is this? What is this circle here? There's a marker on me. Spawn point. Fair enough. They're using that to help work out where that is. So yeah, they've just got their arrays built here, and this one's good, doing its thing, generating power. Yeah, we go. So it's being removed and sent to other places. It looks like. Oh, because this is a put electricity. They've made a new item for it. So this absorbs energy and sends it into the network. And it's accessible by everything else. Cool. Okay. I'm going to hop back to the Nexus, because presumably it's now operating, and that'll be a cool thing to see. So we'll not spend too long in there, but I do want to see the science labs and everything in action, and we can look at the production graphs while we're there. My question is, where are all the bugs? Are all the servers in peaceful? Most of the servers are in peaceful. I think 2 of them aren't. One of them is Hell, one of the Red Mew servers. I don't know what it's like in there. Last I looked, it was they were slowly trying to establish their a meager existence. They've probably done a better job by now. I think there was one other maybe somewhere. Yeah, a bug mining world, because they just love pain apparently. Here we are. Back in the Nexus. Let us see if this is running now. Doesn't look like it. You lied to me. You told me it was fixed. How could you do this? Came here for nothing. Oh, someone's struggling to stay connected there. Is a bit of an issue at this stage because the servers are getting so massive that some people just aren't able to deal with them. I've got to imagine that my laptop wouldn't be able to handle this at this point. But my new PC is good enough to keep up with every server I've encountered so far. So yeah, this isn't running yet, but we can check the production graphs while we're here. So let us look at this madness. So this is right now. Every 5 seconds we're producing 800 iron ore. That's just from the miners though, right? From on this server. Is this the full graph for this? Hang on, we've got consumption. How do we have consumption? Oh, were they kicking in one at a time? Yes, they are. There we go. So these ones are running. So that's what this means. These are indicators. These are showing people like what amounts are being produced, I suppose. So we're currently at 100,000 because these ones are running, but we're not at 200,000 because these ones aren't running. That'd be my guess. Presumably things are going to build up, and then the other ones are going to start kicking in. So right now these are going. And all these labs are running now. And is it even making a dent in this? Probably not, because, like... Oh, it's been switched to mining productivity. I'll take that. That's moving now. How much science is that? This is 58,000 science needed to complete this. Look how fast that bar is moving. The thing is, though, we should be producing that in a minute. I don't think we are yet. This doesn't look like a minute to me. But it's definitely getting there. Have the 20,000s kicked in? Yes, they have. Good to see. I wonder if that's based on detectors at the end here or something. I'm not really sure. Like, these are sending out a signal saying that they're they have science in them, and once they all have science in them, then the next level kicks in. That would be my guess, but I don't really know. Yeah, these are all running right now. They've yet to build up. Okay, so now we can see the science per second. So, landfill went nuts for a second there. I guess someone just did a bunch of landfilling in a different server, and it went crazy. Yeah, so we are at 1.5 thousand in 5 seconds. There we go. If we go to the last minute, we are at 16,000 signs consumed in this last minute. That means we are a quarter of the way there, and it's speeding up. We're now at 17,000. Let me switch off stone and copper plate, because they're dwarfing everything else. In fact, let's just cut off everything. Hang on, there's a better way of doing this. But I've forgotten it, so, you know. I want to have just these running, so can I... There we go. We get these running. We just have these 6 graphs. We can't really see them compared to anything else, I realise, but you can see it's rising, so... That's in the past minute. Now we're at approaching 20,000 in the past minute. Rising, but looking like it's levelling off. Oh, they're based on how much of each type of science is in the cloud. Okay. So yeah, it's using the cloud as a buffer, then. That makes sense. Still rising. We're at 20,000 now. And it just keeps going up. So yeah, in 5 seconds we're making 1.8 thousand. We're about to finish researching mining productivity there. So there you go. That's crazy. Now, is anyone in charge of research? Is that automated, or that just stops until someone picks it? I'm surprised they haven't made some sort of automated sign selector at this stage yet. So yeah, it's cut out for a second and now it's back again. Very sudden drop off, and then it starts going. So yeah, in the past 10 minutes we've done 84,000. It's crazy. You can see the landfill has crazy spikes, and everything else is completely dead level. Because the couple of mining systems that are around, but that's pipe production. How is pipe production so steady? It must be running full speed for that. Nearly 100,000 signs in the past 10 minutes now, and we'll easily hit that in a second. Let's look back a bit. Yes, the science was running until, like, just before I arrived, apparently. Interestingly enough. Got the past 50 hours here. It's only the past 2 days, and this thing's been running for 7. And yeah, that, like... Can't even see what those sorts of numbers are, but yeah. In the past 50 hours, we're looking at 60 million science. It's all just so mind-blowing. It's crazy. And then let's look at all time. So, the thing is that we can't look at the global Clusterio usage or anything, because it is still per server here. So these numbers aren't even accurate. This is just from mining to clear out space. This isn't even from, like, active proper mining to produce stuff. This is just coincidental mining has produced 96 million ore. The belts have been crazy and searches have been crazy. And even when you get down here, it's like the only one rocket silo, interestingly enough. I guess another base has been responsible for that recently. A couple things down here where it's just like bits and bobs. 200 shotguns, I like that. 200 flamethrowers. Those are from the early days, the burner mining drills. Discharge defense remotes, 550. Who the hell's making those? Yeah, the real important thing here is the consumption of science packs. Where have they gone? There they are. 90 million in for all time. 90 million science packs. I should look at Isengard. I never got to see Isengard, I don't think. I think the one time I tried to log into it, I wasn't able to get in. So I never got round to that. There's no liquid stuff going on here anymore. An hour ago, there was some consumption of lubricants, apparently. Go all time, there's a few things. Just continuing to blast through mining speed. And then nothing's happened with buildings in the past 1 minute. In the past 10 minutes, stuff's happened. Some building projects and some description going on. If we go to all time, then we can see that there are 300,000 solar panels, 260,000 accumulators, 90,000 belts have been built. That's blue belts specifically. Craziness. Who built loaders? Why are there loaders? How even... what? One of the... like, the mod must allow them or something. Okay, sure, whatever, fine. A bunch of deconstructible tile proxies have been deconstructed. I don't even know what that is. Is that a mod thing, or is that just a game thing? Trees being deconstructed and stuff like that. 21,000 of that kind of tree, 34,000 of that kind of tree. Madness, all of it. Okay, I think we've covered pretty much everything there. Let's just quickly go back to science for a second and see how that's running now. So, in the past minute, 37,000, hitting 38. Okay, we're getting pretty close. We're getting pretty close to that key 1,000 science per second. Of course, when we switch researchers, it briefly kills it for a second, and that's awkward. So yeah, the Clusterio is getting pretty close. I think it's going to be done within the week. Like, as this sort of stuff is exponential, it's easier to get to the next 20,000 when you've got 20,000 twice over already. They're there. I mean, maybe, like, it might still not be running full speed. It still seems to be ramping up a little bit. Nope, someone's ordered a bunch of landfill again. Look, it's still rising. It's still going up. It's not finished ramping up yet. We're at a solid 40,000 and rising. So I don't want to hang around, but let's hop away for a second and look at other stuff. Actually, it does seem like maybe stuff's running down now I look at it. Hang on, where's the indicators? Yeah, all the science packs are running down except for... oh, military science. I got confused for a second there, because of course you can't have a light that's black. That doesn't make sense, so they use dark blue. Good idea. That's full because it's not being used. So yeah, they're all running down right now. Okay, because I think what they want is consistent production. So we're not quite there, but for a minute we were looking close to that. I've got a PM apparently. Oh, Sai here says linked me global Global production stat thing. Okay, I'm gonna read you out some cool numbers here, if I can. Wait, I've got a, like... Wait, hold on. He's giving me instructions on how to use this. Okay, so I've been given access to the fancy thing that shows global production stats. Let's see if I can get my head around this. Let's see, where do I need to look? I need some extra instructions say here, so I don't understand technology. Oh, I found it. Production per minute. We have. Well, we're making 112 million water per minute. 1.8 million petroleum gas a minute. I can't even read how much copper cable we're making because the number isn't showing up properly. How do I read this? It's not showing the proper numbers, I don't think. I think it's in millions, so I think we're making 650 million copper cable a minute. 37 million steam a minute. Oh. Cool, people joining up to the game. I will go back to this graph so you can watch the signs continue to be crazy. It's up to 43,000 and seeming to hold around there. That's close. I think nearly 1 billion iron plate per minute is being made right now. A 500 million copper plate, if I'm reading these right. I don't know if I am. I might be getting this mixed up. It might not be millions. The numbers aren't showing up right. I might not be reading them correctly. So I may be feeding you random numbers that make no sense. But yeah, all the numbers are just mind-blowing here. None of it makes any sense. It's all completely beyond anything you've ever seen, and I don't think anyone in Factorio has ever done something of this scale before. I think this is the single biggest factory in Factorio history. I'd be very surprised if it's not, because I don't know how anyone could have run one without a network of multiple servers available. Okay, so let's hop into another server. Let's keep exploring. I was going to run this for 2 hours, but we're 1 hour in and there's still, like, I've only visited 4 servers so far. Let's see what was a cool thing to look into. Let's go to one of the ones that my community's been focusing on. There were 2 that I was hoping to host, but unfortunately, the guy that volunteered to run the servers has vanished off the face of the earth, and I can't contact him, so we weren't able to host them. And I think Exterminators hosted them instead, so thank you to him. But I had my community focus on these 2. So Manufactorum Ajakis is the smelting world that we were working on. And I want to see the insanity that this has reached now, because I saw an update, but that was days ago, and it was already mind-blowing. So, like last time I saw it, the previous huge smelting area was dwarfed by a much bigger smelting area, but now I'm wondering if there's an even bigger one dwarfing that. Gotta catch up to it. Oh, there's nothing here. Interesting. Okay, here we go. So, okay, so vast amounts of power production again, from when each server needed its own dedicated production. This insanity here. Just madness, just like covering up like deposits of 35 million iron ore because it's just not worth mining it, and they need the power. What is this about here? So these are trains. Oh no, this is the smelting server anyway, so they wouldn't be minded. So these look like trains that are delivering to. So there's like a smeltery system here that's got crazy amounts of speed modules to it. And then there's trains that I don't get what they're for. There's this weird two-train system. So it's like, okay, so these unload the ore, this goes here, like, puts them in a network, they all get sent to the smelters, they get put into this loading stuff, gets put into this train and delivered out to here, okay. And they've just set up a whole bunch of these. And this is the sort of design I was expecting to see, because this is where, like, because UPS is king, you want the smallest number of entities you can get away with. So rather than building 1 million furnaces, you want to build, like, a 250,000 furnaces, and then 250,000 beacons, making those furnaces go insane. That sort of thing. So, like, if I just pick one at random here, just all of them pretty much, their crafting speed is 370%, coupled with productivity of 20%. Only 20%? Yeah, I guess that makes sense. Yeah, that is right. I'm used to when there's like 4 modules and you get up to 40%. Yeah, so this is like the most efficient way UPS-wise to produce vast amounts of, well, to smelt vast amounts of ore. So they've made a whole bunch of these. Then here we've got these arrays, and this is the standard array they were using for assemblers as well. You can use it for furnaces. Not a bad idea. Yeah, so you have your get chests, and they run belts into here. And these are all taking off the plates and running them into the put chests. And just a bunch of arrays for the different stuff. And you can switch them as needed, I'm pretty sure. You can just switch the what the things are requesting. And they will just switch over. And this is also another thing I was expecting to see. Standard designs that incorporate the get chests and the put chests. Because in the early days, it was like no one knew what they were doing with those. No one was used to the output that and the input that these things could manage. So they were just being plonked anywhere and just wired into standard designs. And now the standard designs are fitting these into them. They've started incorporating these, and now there's actually a regular system. Look at this, even got like them interlocking. Stuff like that, making good use of the space. And then up here we've got another kind, which is logistics based. So we've got the three. That's interesting. Look at that. We've got the 3 different factions there of Factorio represented. We've got the train based, we've got the bot based, and we've got the belt based. Even though the train based is also using bots, but shush. That's quite cool. We're representing the 3 different areas, and yeah, this is crazy. Of course. It's actually, I think it's got smaller than it was before, but that's because they've made it more efficient. UPS started to matter more, and so they consolidated and they focused on making it run as fast as possible instead of just going for pure, like, numbers. So I think it's actually shrunk relative to before. I think there was more than this, but there's probably more production now than there was when I saw it before. Yeah, there's only 2 mods, Resource Spawner Overhaul and Clusterio. I've got a link in the description to the Reddit post that gives you all the information you need to know about what is going on with this, and gives you a couple of ways of joining one of the communities that you can join using. My streams have to be at 2:30 AM because I'm a terrible person. For me, it's currently 1:30 in the morning, which is completely normal by my time. I basically live on the east coast of the US. My brain does, at least. My sleep patterns do. Yep, so that's this madness. Very proud of this because my community was a part of it. Let's hop out and visit another one. Public games. You're wondering how hell looks with all the weapons and armor they have access to now. Let's take a look at that one. Where is it? There it is, hell. We'll check this one out. Oh, there's a mod mismatch, huh? It's got an outdated version of the Clusterio mod. Interesting. Guess we can't check that one out then. Huh. I'm actually gonna report that too. Actually, I think Cyhius is watching right now, so now he knows. I don't need to report it. There you go. Okay, so let's check out the other server that a couple of people from my community have been working on. Lego, which is for making plastic. Quite a good, a fitting name, most definitely. So, well, it's moved. The factory was here before, and it's not here anymore. It's gone. This stuff looks the same as how it was before. The production of sulfur and explosives seems to be the same. And then this was some test work for something. Looks like sulfuric acid, maybe specifically. And over here we got 2 million sulfuric acid per minute apparently being produced by this, so that's neat. As you do. Don't touch. Okay, yeah, fair. They've got some sort of clever circuit network thing going on here. That's the thing. I knew when I was arriving for this stream that this time I wouldn't be building anything because it's gone beyond me. It's gone beyond what I can contribute to. I can no longer help with this project. People much smarter than me and with much more planning than me are working on this now, and I would only break things if I tried to help. So, vast amounts of lubricant production. Usually in a factory I'll have 1, maybe 2 assemblers making this. They've got like 50. Then we've got vast amounts of power production, and then over here we have the star of the show, the plastic production. Holy crap, what even is this? Let's zoom in. Okay, we got your get chests and your put chests. And then it's all the standard array with the beacons. And that's just insanity. Just completely crazy. I'm running out of words to describe what I'm encountering now, because what even are you supposed to say? Like, I have maybe the production of this in any one factory I have, and they've got this. So there you go, that's Lego. On to the next one. I'll go hop into Isengard next. I keep forgetting what button to press. Yeah, I've checked out both the nuclear worlds. Isengard, steel smelting. So this is where I finished the stream last time, and at the time it was in a bit of a mess. Steel was the limiting factor for the entire network, pretty much. And I was trying to help with that to a small degree. And that was where I signed off, because I'd been streaming for 6.5 hours, and I was gonna just collapse. Otherwise, I would have happily just carried on if I didn't really need to go to bed. But I've got to imagine that it's completely changed. I'm interested to see whether they're still using iron ore or whether they've switched just to using iron plates at this point. Clusterio is a bunch of individual worlds connected together with the input and output chests. Yes, they are all on one network. 30 servers, I counted them. There's 24 at the start, they keep adding more. There are 30 servers working on this project. And they all are linked to this one central network of items. Oh, am I on rails? I'm almost. There definitely weren't trains here before. I was stood in the middle of a factory full of get chests and put chests and this mess of all sorts. It wasn't like this before. Let's have a zoom out. Yeah, they've just cleared out the old stuff. Also, this is bugging me. This is a problem. Someone needs to fix this, but I don't have the materials, so I'm just going to leave it. Isengard. There we go. Okay, I need to have a go on this. What's this train called? This is important. Esaclimola. Okay. Is this just one continuous line? If I just follow this, it's just gonna keep going. I'm not even bothered about the steel anymore. I'm just happy that this exists. What if it's continuous or whether it has an end? Like, is there any pattern to these movements right now? Who did this? Someone must have placed this. I want to blueprint this so I can keep it. Like, I see a rail end in the middle of this. I'm wondering if I'll hit it eventually. Yeah, the steel place is called Isengard. In my mind, it should, like, Isengard should be a heavily forested area that is a mining thing. And you got to burn the forest, and then you make a load of... Actually, no, they needed fuel to feed the fires. They were doing smelting. Maybe it was steel. Yeah, fair enough. I guess steel works. Now I think about it. I don't know whether I've looped or whether this is just still going. Yeah, I imagine you're not able to post a link. Chuck the link to me if you haven't already. You probably have already. Yes, you have. Okay, let me... I'm going to link this in the chat for everybody. So, this is a current map of all of the servers. Showing who runs them, how they're linked together. Well, I mean, they're all linked in the same way. But, there. When I say there, it will have already posted for you like 20 seconds ago. Alright, let's stop this now. That's fun. What fuel is in there? Nuclear, good. Yeah, there are ends to this, but apparently they don't work. Somewhere along the line it's all linked up. Okay. So this is a core. This just seems to be the standard designed core for all servers at this point. Right, let's take a look at this. Oh my god. So much power. There's not actually that much production, but look at the power. I think that's the most I've seen so far. Or is it just the... Oh, it's the design. The design's like really small scale, so it's making it look more massive, I think. Or maybe it is just that huge. And this fancy thing over here. Okay, but here's the... Like, okay, so these are just trains using cars as delivery systems. So ridiculous. So yeah, this is the center square, so all the chests have to be here. And it looks like they're taking ore. I see no sign of plates unloading, so they stuck with the ore then. See, I got a crazy train network here. And these all just come into here. Load and unload. Bunch of different stations for it. And they've marked the corners, so yeah, they're using a fair chunk of this thing. And then here we have the smelting in the standard design. It's sort of a shame that there's this one size fits all design. I like it when there has to be a different solution to every problem. Yeah, so it's logistics based here. And there's two lines, one for ore, one for steel. Makes sense. Nice and simple. Queuing place for a couple of trains. Looks like they've got it standardized, so it's always two. And then there's just array after array of this. It just keeps going. Funny thing about Isengard, it still runs out of power at night. With that amount of production? You sure? There are 12 arrays. All with this many furnaces. Multiple stations. Look at this. What's this train here? This is just like a service train for delivering to the arrays. This probably can just like build an array itself when it turns up somewhere. Maybe, or is it for that purpose? It looks like it is, yeah. And look at this, it's just this endless flow of trains returning Either empty after delivering their ore or full after retrieving their steel. It's just continuous. It's wonderful to watch. Look at that, it's like 4 in a row. I want to follow those. That's so cool. Look at them. Formation driving trains. And then off they all go to their respective places. All queuing up. Well, they're all getting straight into the stations, actually. That's interesting. Shouldn't there be more queuing? Are they taking trains off the network? Like, it seems like there's not... Oh, hello. What's this about? I can't see. I think these are supply trains for the production of even more solar panels. I'm surprised. I feel like there should be more trains. I guess they're queuing up there. But, like, shouldn't there be more queues here? There aren't that many. Oh, hello. Someone passing through with a supply train. And there's multiple stations here for delivering various things. They got a general unload, just dump the contents of a train. And then you've got general materials, and then you've got just a landfill train. Factorio on a scale I didn't think possible. It wasn't possible until Clusterio became a thing. Look at it. Like, you need all these lines, the rate of trains. You'd have queues if you didn't have as many. Okay, maybe not like all the time, but you need this many to have them continuously run and not have to stop anywhere. Honestly, I could just like wander around watching this wonderful system work. It's so well put together. Everything's so well arranged and well thought out. It's beautiful. I love it. Like, it's gone beyond the scale that anything in real life could ever dream of. I'm in awe of this one. This is one of my favorites so far of what I've seen. Okay, let's move on to another. Let's see if anything can top that. I didn't even move in that one. I just spawned and looked in the map. Alright, what else do we have on the list? Kind of Mega Gaming. Thanks for the stream warning, Bentham. I gave you a whole, like, half an hour. Yeah, that was just steel smelting, that world. That was all it was. I want to visit Heaven, because I worked in there a fair bit back in the day. Oh, mod mismatch. It must be... Whoever's responsible for the Redmu servers isn't keeping up. They've not updated either of them. So, damn, can't visit them. Let's hop into the science production world and see what madness this is. This is going to be the most interesting one, I feel like, because there's a lot of different things going on for it. Then again, maybe they're still using the standard array for everything. I bet the Factorio devs are smiling upon this like gods and being like, "This is the universe we created! Work, my minions, work!" Redmu kind of imploded. Okay. Huh. Here we are. Okay, we got some lovely indicators for science. What are the different ones? There's 3 different bars. I'm wondering what this is about. In fact, there's 4 bars. Oh, these are the different materials required, aren't they? Oh, hold on. There we go. I forgot about alt. Right, so it's actually doing supply indicators for all the materials needed for everything. So, short on processing units, short on advanced circuits, and also belts and inserters. All things. And there's a few things that are struggling. All the science seems to be fine. My god, look at the electricity for this. What's going on with that? Okay, yeah, power's struggling right now. Having a moment. Okay. Alright, so let's take a look at this. So there's more indicators here. I guess this is the old indicator system and then they built the newer one, incorporating the other components. So we've got nuclear power. That's cool. Quite a few of those. Normally I have, like, never had more than 2 of these arrays in a factory I've built, and here's 9. Is that? Yeah, 9 in a factory that is just making science. Okay. Okay. Right. Mind-blowing amounts of solar power on top of the nuclear. Is the nuclear even doing anything? Is it even helping? Hang on, I need to look at the power networks here. Yeah, they're connected. Everything's connected. Oh god, that's a bit bright. And nuclear power is contributing this much. 4 gigawatts in 5 seconds. And it's barely making a dent in the power requirements of this factory. Is that right? Is it because they're running off... They're running full speed, right? Yeah, these are running full pelt. And it's not enough. At all. Nope, don't touch. Yep, I'm gonna leave that alone. I'm guessing that is controlling production somehow. What is this about here? What's this designed for? Is this just like someone making a pattern? Very weird. Okay, let's... So here we've got high-tech science. Keeping it simple. Currently not running, possibly intentionally. I don't know. Then we've got red science here. Okay. It's a lot of red science. There's green science. Vast amounts. More green science. 10% overbuilt for 60k. So these are ready to go. I imagine the science world is just ready and waiting for enough materials to be being made. So yeah, there's green. Here's blue. In vast quantities. Then we've got purple. Then we've got grenade and turret production over here, apparently. Oh. Don't know what's going on with this. What is this? Green, red, yellow, green military production. Green, blue? Is something going to be built here? Could be an old thing, I don't understand. Oh. So I was thinking, after looking at these, I'm like, maybe that wasn't all the high-tech science. Because this can't be enough high-tech science. Here's the high-tech science. I don't think I can even fit this on like 4 screens right now. That's a lot. And they've got the actual copper wire production integrated into it. That makes sense. Have any of the others got stuff like that? It doesn't look like it. Everything else is just the labs. Not the labs, the science packs themselves. Without any other components being added. They're being delivered in by belt. Yeah, so there's all the requesters. Sending in everything. Struggling to maintain a supply. And just look at it. Look at all the belts of blue coming through. Oh my god. That's 10 at least belts there, and then there's another like 8 here. Just look at all these blue belts full of blue science. So many belts of it. How long are the streams? I go for either 2 hours or 4 hours, or occasionally go mental and just carry on past 4 hours and can go anywhere from 4 to 6.5. This is intended to be a 2-hour stream because it's late and I can't stay too long. Military science. Is that all of them? We covered all the bases there. Yeah, there you go. And this is all just ready to go. This is ready and waiting for enough material to be being made in the rest of the servers to be able to keep it running full speed. We can look at the production graphs for this. In the past minute... Huh. I mean, that's... You're there with 3 out of 7. No military science is being made right now. Because I guess because we're doing mining productivity. And blue science and high-tech science aren't there, but the other 3 are. Like, they've done it. They have actually done it. It's just a case of getting these last 2 to be quite up to speed. Huh. You got your global science production, approaching 100 million of it. I don't know why military science is only on 6 million. Oh, because a bunch of researchers don't use military science. Yeah, that makes sense. So half the time it's just not doing anything. So... I like how the only things being made right now are the science packs, copper wire, and used up uranium fuel cells. There you go. So yeah, blue is struggling. High-tech is trying, but not quite there. The other ones, they're there. They're done. They are working at full speed. No more work needs to be done with them. Alright, let's go to the rocket world next and see what's up with that one. Is that one pulling its weight? Which one? It's called Vandenberg, isn't it? Or is it? Oh, it's down there. Oh, they've got a dash before it, so it's down here instead. That's silly. Okay, join game. They use an average of 12 nuclear fuel canisters a minute. Apparently so. Here we go. Oh, I gotta catch up. And here we are. So yeah, the purpose of this server is entirely to launch rockets. That's its job. I don't... What even is this? What's this for? Okay, so when I saw the production of stuff back in the Nexus, turns out a little outdated. Oh my god. You should have seen my face. I should have had a camera on. Wow. I wasn't expecting that in this server. I was expecting this to be relatively small. And look at the solar. It's so mad. Where are the rockets? Are they over here? Here we go. Okay. Oh, whoa, jeez. All right. Okay, rockets are moving. They're going. Look at this. NASA, SpaceX, and every other space agency combined don't have anything on this. Look at this madness. Just constantly launching. That one disappeared there. Let's see if I can follow. I like to do this. Just follow them to see. Yeah, they just vanish. They're just continuously launching. It's just non-stop. Fed in by, like, fully running blue belts of materials. Productivity up the wazoo. Look at the rocket part counter on the right. 60. 70. Oh, jeez. 80. 90. 100 and off it goes. That fast. Like, I think they're spending more time going through the process of launching and getting ready than they are building the rockets. And this silo here has launched 890 rockets. This one's launched nearly 2,000. This one's launched 2,500. 2,900. I wonder what the most once launched the most is. Oh, I saw 3,000. 3,200 there. And then down here we've got some new ones apparently. So they're continuing to expand them down. Yeah, the guy's working on it right now. He's building more. So they must have just... Yeah, they've just built an array here that is like just copy out this, it looks like. Just this section here. And this produces however many rockets a minute. And then just repeat this over and over. So there's... 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of this array so far. I'm just in the middle of one of these here. Oh, this isn't... Oh, is it everything just died? No, it's not just died. Oh. Weird. Some of these are off. Maybe everything's not running full speed yet? Seems like it. These are mostly. So yeah. More madness. Oh, some messages. Oh my god, it's a roundabout. Please kill it with fire immediately. No, all hail the great Railmaster Bentham. I'm glad that the true way of the rail is being spread by my subjects. True disciples of the rail loop, they understand the importance of rail loops. They're spreading the knowledge of them around the factories. Oh, this factory automatically turns off when space packs are not currently demanded. That's why some of this stuff is shut down. Yeah, now it's all switched on. Okay, so there's it's all balanced. Okay, so let's this is the wrong button. Let's take a look at the production stats for this place. It includes rocket parts. We're making so many rocket parts. This is 5 seconds. This is the last 5 seconds we made 400 and it's rising. 450. Nearly 500 rocket parts in 5 seconds. 100 rocket parts a second. That's a rocket a second. That's 1,000 science a second. Except it's more than that maybe because of productivity. I'm not sure. Maybe not actually, but yeah, look like okay, so 4,000 space science packs a second. Extrapolate that to a minute. We're currently looking at 40,000 in the last minute and rising. It seems to be highly variable, maybe based on power or something. Or I guess it's supply and demand. If it's not needed, it's not being made. So this is just making sure to keep up with whatever science is being done, and so therefore it's limited by blue science, presumably. Show them a mining world. Your brains will be collectively blown to orbit. Good point. I haven't checked out a mining world yet. Okay, so Bentham reads this message, then tell them to control power to military to only go when packs 10k. So when the packs say that 10k means we don't use them. I'm leaving the... I'm not gonna even touch this or even make suggestions because they know what they're doing. They've got it covered. They're fine. Yeah, so just more insanity here. What's the all-time production? 92 million space science produced. 9 million rocket parts, which makes complete sense. They'd be exactly equivalent because you get from 100 rocket parts you get a rocket, from a rocket you get 1,000 science, and that's set. There's nothing you can change about that, so those numbers are linked. So yeah, just more madness. Alright, on to the next one. Let's keep hopping. So let's check out a mining world, because how even will those work with the mining productivity like it is right now? Like seriously. Okay, let's see if I can find a mining world I've visited before. I think I visited Moria briefly. I did some work there, I remember. Clendathu, I remember having a real struggle back in the day. That one was having a bit of trouble getting going, and not and there only being one of it and not 20. Yeah, I think that actually the other one I can get to, because Hell and Heaven are shut down, not accessible to me right now. The only one I've been to before is Moria, so let's check that one out. Part of Exterminators community. I mean, I can't be doing that much mining now, because the productivity is so crazy. I only need a few miners, but I think it's probably going to be mind blowing, as much as any of the others have been, maybe more. Okay, it looks like they haven't occupied the wasteland I was out in, that I was mining in at the time. There's rails here now. Oh, this deposit is still here. I worked on this mining back in the day. I had a bunch of miners that were here, and I got them all linked up to a chest that was here. This appears to be gone, and they've now got trains running through the middle of it, and like a mining system. Are they actually just hopping rails along? Are they literally just building new rails? The miners run into the trains. Oh my god, of course. When the miners have such insane amounts of productivity, it makes so much more sense to just run them directly into a train. That's hilarious. And they've devised a repeatable design that lines it with the wagons. I love everything about this. This is brilliant. Okay, let's have a zoom out. Right, this is a big one. They've gone like prospecting out into the wilderness for more deposits and stuff. Oh, these, at a certain zoom level, these things really go weird. Okay, yes. Oh my god, what is this? Look at this. Just what are these even doing? Okay, so these are just the trains. Okay, right. So they're all running in 3 at once into the loading areas, and then the whole queue moves out. Look at that. So just in formation, a whole set of them sets off. And off they go. They all just deliver in threes, and like the throughput's so mental that it really doesn't matter. They can do that. 3 trains at a time with what, like 20 wagons each? Not quite that much. Is it like 14 or something? There's a number I remember there being that was key. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. 4 engines, 16 wagons, 20-part train, and there's 3 of these at once. So that's 48 wagons unloading simultaneously. And then they all just clear out. Look at the madness here. This isn't even all of it. There's another one over here. And this is just ore, I should remind you. Not even any smelting. The purpose of this server is just mining. Nothing else. It just mines it, sends it off to the smelting servers. Oh, and it's also producing oil apparently, so there's a massive queue for delivering oil right now. Going all the way back to the oil, and then further, so that's fun. What is... holy crap. 600 million iron, 600 million uranium, and they're not even mining uranium. This is for oil. They're like, I don't care. Not what we're here for. Where do you got one here? Like, this is all they've bothered to set up, and this is probably vastly more than necessary with the mining productivity we have. And this is delivering the sulfur for it. Spheric acid even. Mining productivity has gone up 100 levels since I got here, I think. Oh, wait, no, was it? Oh, it was like 580. It's gone up like 50 levels? 40, 50? Something like that. That's still crazy. That's another 80% extra production from before. So, like, you'll never need to build new miners again. Productivity's going up quick enough that you'll just keep getting more and more out of each individual bit of ore. So yeah, they're just setting up rails on the deposits. There's no point doing it any other way. Like, you might as well just have them load directly in. Like, look at the speed of this. I can't look at the contents because there's 1.8, 1.9, 2,000. Like, that filled up so quickly. I need another train. Here we go. Let's follow this guy. Okay, this train is empty. And then look at the speed it fills up. Basically 100 a second from 2 miners. 2 miners. But they've got over 1,000% productivity, and then their individual speed is another 550%. So yeah, who needs inserters? Just load directly into the train. This makes me very happy. This is wonderful. They've just done this on all the deposits. What else is there to do? Look at this madness. Are these longer? These are longer trains. Are these double length? Have they doubled these? That's what this station's for. These ones are for 16 wagons, and this is for God knows how many. Okay, it's 4 per one of these blocks. So 4, 8, 12, 16... Oh, hang on. 4, 8, 12, 16, 4... Hang on. It's... Right, it's 2 a.m., so give me a second. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 times 4. That's 32. Yep, it's doubled. 32 wagons. 8 engines. Though, actually, not all the trains are full length for whatever reason. That's weird. Now, yeah, they're just running continuously from this deposit here, though this one's pretty much dead. So I guess they're like switching to this. Oh, I guess it depends on the size of the deposit. The like larger deposits they're using this, smaller deposits are using this. The number of trains in this is crazy. This is more mad than the steel. Unfortunately, it's not running as smoothly because we're not using half the ore that's being mined, so a lot of the trains are just sat about. Like, these are all just queued, so we can't see them all running at quite full speed. But here we go. This is like a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 queuing lines. For all these, they've had to put letters to them. They've got plans for more. They're gonna build more. We've got them like classified for different stuff. Why is this one like multi-purpose? I mean, it doesn't really matter what goes where. Like, just send them anywhere. But I guess they need them categorized so that like they spread out evenly between the different ones. Oh, that's 10 queuing lines just for this. That wasn't even all of them. There's another 6 over here or whatever. Actually, oh no, it's not 10. It's 5 queuing lines because half of them are return lines. If you had 500 USD, you would have a message saying beep beep displayed for 5 hours. I would happily just like occasionally read that out again. If you were that mad. I like this line. This is a cool line. I'm going to watch this for a minute. Check the production chart. Yes, I will. Every 5 seconds. Well, in the past 5 seconds, we made 66,000 iron. Oh my god. There's like an ebb and flow to this. It looks like they're sort of like tied together. Like if iron drops, copper drops shortly after or something. Maybe I'm just going mad. I think I'm just reading into it when there's nothing to read into. 4.7 million in the past 10 minutes. In its lifetime, 2.2 billion iron ore and close to 1 billion copper. Half a billion stone. Almost all turn into landfill, I'm sure. 20 million uranium. Oh, excuse me, that may have been loud to you there. Not the pop filter. I like these particular lines. These are running fast. This is fun. Oh, they're queuing up now. That's boring. It's interesting to see that this deposit is still there from when I started working on it a week ago. 35 million copper. That's the thing. Productivity's gone up so fast that, like, none of these are going to run down at any particularly high rate now. It's going to take forever to get through these. I mean, there's a billion copper ore here. There's more copper ore here than we've produced in this server in the week, and that's not counting the over 1,000% productivity added onto this. So there's actually more like 12 to 15 billion in this deposit. These are never going to run down. It's crazy. It's a blooming old-fashioned mining system here. Who uses that anymore? Okay, I think this might be my favorite now. Ah, yeah, you do need stone for production science as well. Still, I'm sure landfills use 99% of it. Because landfill uses so much stone, and there's so much to pave. They're using rocket fuel instead of nuclear fuel for the trains? Huh. Well, there's a bit of nuclear fuel in there. They should work on that. You know, might as well upgrade. There's plenty being produced. So, yeah, this is a cool one. Train network works with a loop system. Oh, that's nice. I like that. I'm very happy about that. Loops are the best thing, of course. Each loop is independent from the others. Loops never intersect other loops. Don't connect new mines to existing loops if you don't know what you're doing. Server has UPS issues. Don't set up mines in a random way. New mines need to be set up like Stone 1 or Iron 4. Beacons plus drill to wagon loading. There's your instructions. Alright, let's move on. Also, the cliffs are a bit crazy in this one. Okay. What should we look at next? Yeah, G is billion. For 1 giga iron. That's for making solar accumulators. There's module production. Green circuits is probably interesting. What else have we got? There's 2 green circuit worlds. There's a processing unit world. Oil processing world. Oil will be interesting because it's different. It's not using the same... It won't be able to use the same designs as everything else is using, so there'll be a bit of uniqueness to that. Then again, maybe they're still using that, but for the liquid processy building things. What are they called? Chemical plants. Getting late. Oh, there's 3 green circuit worlds now? And there's an engines and electric engines world. Ooh, gears, concrete, and other things. I was part of the initial setup for this, so I'm fairly proud of that one, so I think I might check that one out. Yep, let's check out China, the gear production. M doesn't actually stand for million, it stands for mega. Wait, so what's mega then? Mega still is a million, right, though? It still corresponds. Okay, yeah, mega means million, so it doesn't matter either way. Okay, so this has changed, definitely. Where am I? There I am. Yeah, so at the time, there was a bunch of gear arrays here. And there was a lake here. You can see the lake because it's all the normal grass. Ooh, that's a very fancily written name there. Very cool. Got your standard core thing that a lot of them seem to use. There's a train on a plinth here called Limco, apparently. Don't know why. Sure, why not? And we've got copper wire production. I like why. And pipe production, is that what this is for now? I couldn't see the full name, so perhaps that's included. What is all this? More copper wire. Okay, apparently this is the job of this place, making copper wire, because holy crap. Oh, got a lovely production graph. They're always neat. Crazy amounts of copper wire. And then over here we've got crazy amounts of concrete. If this is all of it, I'm surprised. I'd expect more. Because I really go crazy with concrete production in my own bases. And we've got all the hazard concrete being made. We've got the fancy concrete being made. It's all here. And then we got pipes over here. And then here we have more pipes in a different design. Utilizing bots going at mad speeds. And then here we've got the unloading of the gears. Because this is like the center, this is the core square that we can build the chests inside of. So you can see everything's being delivered into here. They've marked it with stone and everything. Something being planned here, or maybe? They don't seem to know what they're doing. They're working it out. You got your service trains, you got your personal trains maybe. Something needs... Oh, there's a poor bot there. Doesn't have anywhere to go, poor thing. Is that not in the network? Nope, it's a separate network. What's the point of this? Is this supposed to be like this? I feel like it's not. Copper wire brains, what? Huh. No solar north of here, please. Need for trains. Okay. Oh my god, okay. They outsourced their solar to a nearby continent. You know, they want to keep their continent clear, so they just moved out to this place and are just building out this way, so that's crazy. Some combinators needing constructing apparently. Alright, let's look at the thing we're here for. Looks like we've got a really lovely mental... Oh my god, look at this. This is beautiful. I don't even understand what this is, but I love it. Even though it's made entirely of rail chain signals. This is amazing. So this is just so that like trains can happily maneuver as they like through this network without interfering with each other. There's just a vast network of chain signals that all go red if something moves through. I love it. Okay, and these are just delivering gears. They're just waiting here. And then here's the gear production. Look at this madness. Look at it. Is this a different design? It is. Oh, there's smelters here. Wait, what? Hang on. They're smelting the iron for the gears on site. Okay. An interesting choice. Wasn't what I was expecting. Huh. A case for the whole array? It is. I wonder why they went for that. Very strange. The copper wire is for red circuits. Only for red circuits? Probably for everything, right? I guess red circuits is the key component. Guess this is one way to reduce UPS. Is it? Is it though? I've got no idea. Maybe this is fantastic. I wouldn't have a clue. And yeah, so they just queue up here to unload, and off they go. And then there's loading areas as well, with the ratios properly addressed, because this is on such an insane scale that you actually need to make sure you've got the ratios addressed in terms of delivery stations. So they've got it perfect. And then yeah, they've just any crossover is just a million rail chain signals, and then just a whole bunch of ore trains queuing here waiting. Because I guess there's not many gears needed right now. There's barely anything running. Like, there's one train on the move. One train delivering. That's all that's needed. I don't think the copper wire is for Yellow Science, though. I think Yellow Science has its own supply on site. Smelting in this Christian gear server? Okay, so... Oh, you were talking about one way to reduce UPS in the sense that... in the sense of the Clusterio mod splitting between the different servers. Yep, that's how you do it. Production of this rate would probably not be possible without the help of 30 different servers working in tandem. Okay, let's look at green circuits. Shenzhen, this one's been running a while, I think. Alright, here we are. Approaching the 2-hour mark as well, so we probably won't go on much longer, but we've had a tour of pretty much everything. Right, so we're in the middle of a bunch of arrays. They're requesting all the bits and bobs for the circuits, and then they're being belted into... Wait, what? To request it? Hang on. Oh, they're being botted into belts and then sent to chests. Okay. I see. So yeah, this is the thing of, like, in the stage of the game, the builds were completely different. If you remember the build that I was helping to make with the guys when I came up to, I think, this very server. Yeah, what it was, because I've got all the extra materials. When I came to this very server, I was helping with a completely different build that was all belt based and didn't have any beacons. And now the server, they've got to that stage where money is no object, but UPS is, and so everything has switched to these, like, beacon powered designs. So everything else has been torn out and they've gone to these new ones here to get the most they can out of the server. But I like this, that they've got, like, this neat thing where 2 assemblers are linked. It is quite convenient that when you put productivity modules in these 2 assemblers, the ratio pretty much lines up perfectly as 1-to-1. Like 14-to-15 or whatever, as I learned recently. And then just apply speed modules as, like, apply speed modules to taste. the don't touch thing, here's the magical control system for everything. Whoops. Someone's built over the top of the name. Oh, they're mining away some stone, which is probably quite difficult, because you get them in 15 stone per one. So this is going to last forever. As they try and mine it away, they're just running it directly into these to try and clear them out, and the bots are trying to clear out the middle ones, and it's just going to take all of time. I like how they've just, like, filled in this island here as they can. Right, what is this? More production. Less beacons, interestingly. Oh, this is lovely to look at. Look at these patterns. So yeah, bots are coming in, delivering the metals. They're all being processed, sent off, unloaded. Pretty standard. And there's 4 massive arrays of this. With their own queuing areas and stuff, and then they're all coming back here, queuing up. We've got train after train full of circuits, and then they're all unloading into this mess here. Awesome. Okay. Is that combinator for the limit placed by you? What? Hang on, where is it? I've lost it. Wait, don't touch. There it is. We've got Dark Lich 14 and T-Bone 1909. Why do you think it was made by you? Did you make one? Or is that your name? Oh yeah, bots are crazy. Like worker robot speed is at 22. It's off the charts. If you weren't here at the beginning, I looked at this insanity. That is 65 million science required for the next step of worker robot speed. Meaning they researched the one that was 32 million. And the one that was 60 million, and the one that was 8 million, and the one that was 4 million. So basically they've done 65 million research just into that, as well as everything else. This one's progressed a bit. But if the thing's running at full speed, then we can nearly do one of these researches per minute, because that is the goal, 60,000 science per minute, and it looks like we're holding at about 40,000 last I looked, though it's quite variable. So yeah, we just finished more mining productivity there. We've synced level 639. Oh, you placed the first combinator, but it must have been removed and replaced at some point. It's a shame, but you still had your impact on the server, Oliver Maney. Everyone has. Even though I imagine like pretty much nothing that I've built is still here, I still contributed at the start. I still helped the production to go, and I helped progress us a little bit further on, and if I hadn't been around, we wouldn't have got quite as far, and if you hadn't been around, we wouldn't have gotten quite as far either. This is a team effort by everyone who's involved. Everyone who's placed a miner has had some impact on this server. They have, like, made a difference. And, like, hundreds of people have. Even though it's whitelisted, hundreds of people from different communities have been a part of this project. Okay, let's have a look at a couple more. But we're reaching the 2-hour mark, and I do want to finish around about then. Back to browsing public games. Just checking if anything's happening in the back end stuff. Oh, that's good. They're discussing turning off pollution in Peaceful Worlds to see if that helps things. But apparently that actually causes more lag somehow. Does anyone watching know if there are any other bug worlds? Because I would like to check one out. Unfortunately, Hell isn't working, so I can't look at that. But if there are any other worlds with biters, I'd like to see what they look like. And how people have dealt with them. Well, let's have a look at processing units. Because they're struggling last I checked. So, I'd like to take a look at that. Imagine if today's countries were so rich, monetary and resource-wise, they were really doing this in real life, like sending a rocket to a planet every hour. Every hour? They're launching every second! But they only they're launching a bit less than once every second, but the only reason is because we're full of space science, and they're waiting for more. There are 592 people who have been a part of Clusterio so far. Awesome. Oh, Drop Bear has biters. Okay, I'll check that one out momentarily. I want to see how processing units are doing. I'm curious. This one's taking a bit of time to catch up to. Come on now. There we go. Alright, let's take a look at this. Got a couple indicators here. Copper, iron, advanced circuits, processing units, sulfuric acid. Both kinds of circuits are struggling. Why do we need plates? What are they for? Are they for sulfuric acid or something? Right, well we got a huge block of arrays, and that's a lot of very neatly organized solar. I've got to hand it to them. That's very well put together. Very consistent. And a random radar here. I like that. There's just one. And then here's our production. So we got this one little bit here, and then everything else is these arrays of production. So oh, they're making the basic circuits. and then they're delivering the advanced circuits. That's an interesting way of doing it. I didn't think of that, but yeah, I suppose that works. They're delivering... No, they're producing copper wire. And they're making circuits, and then they're running that into the assemblers, and they've just got an array with each of the three things in. It's interesting that they're being self-sufficient there. It's like I'm noticing there's a few servers where like they're doing other servers' jobs, and I'm not sure how I feel about that. I feel like there's a spirit that you got to follow here, and I feel like the advanced circuit server should just be 1,000,000 advanced circuit assemblers, and everything else has to be delivered in. But then apparently, I guess we need 3 circuit servers, and we're still struggling. So maybe these needed to be like this. Like, are they also requesting any? No, they're just requesting the advanced circuits. Huh. I think Peach or Shuna would be interested in seeing this world. I think they would be fascinated to watch it, to take a look at it. But I think, like me, there's no longer anything to contribute to this that better people can't do, or haven't already. We would just stand in awe. Like they would just react like me. They'd be like, "This is impossible. This is beyond anything I ever imagined. This is everything I've ever dreamed of, and more. Look at this. Just keeps going." I need to zoom out a bit. Just array after array of this stuff, and we're struggling in supply right now. What are we short on? Here we go, these ones are running. And these ones aren't, so I don't know what that's about. I guess they're activated based on, like, priority. So these ones over here are high priority, and then these ones only kick in if everything else is going. So we can see them in action here. There we go, this thing's running at plus 340% speed and a productivity of plus 40%. So you can see the rate that they're being unloaded there. A logistics system has a negative amount of processing units in. What? How is that even possible? Like, I've occasionally known the odd error to turn up where, like, there's -1. So it must be the case that the production is so vast that the -1 errors are not only, like, constantly having some sort of effect, but they're adding up to more like -20. There's just so many of those errors briefly turning up at once that they're, like, building up or something? I don't even know. We always need more cliff remover, Bentham. I guess I could take part in that process. I guess that's not automatable. You just have to go around and chuck explosives around everywhere to clear out cliffs. It's a job anyone can do. Yeah, the issue is apparently red circuits. Let's hop out and look at some more. Let's look at red circuits because we'll have the whole process, the whole production line covered there. And there's only one for red. Let's see if we can find it. I'm not seeing it. There it is, Silicon Valley. A fitting name. Of course, that would be where all the advanced circuits are made rather than the normal ones. Negative values when the requests outweigh the production. Oh, really? I swear I've never seen it like that before. I've definitely... I don't... But why would that make it go negative, though? With unfulfilled requests. Oh, the stream is having a moment there. Everything running stably for you guys? I just noticed that I've dropped some frames. I've dropped 1% of frames in this stream. That's a lot of frames. That's 2,100 frames. Has that been, like, evenly over the course of the stream? Or has that just happened? Tell me if anything like that happens again. It's probably because I'm downloading maps, so every time that happens is probably a hiccup, but I don't know if, like, I'm cutting out at all or anything like that when that happens. Oh, it's a new thing to, like, the 16? Like, experimental update 16? Okay. I never noticed it. I don't use logistics as much, so that could slip by me. That's weird. Should be an error though, right? For it to go negative for any reason. Like, what's it counting? This one's a struggle, jeez. Is this one working full pelt and it's still struggling to keep up with production? Maybe the server it's on is a little bit ropey and it's struggling for that reason. Here we are. Seems to be okay. Right. Whew. They've gone for this design of solar array here. Right, let's take a look at this. Okay, this is pretty simple. It's just assemblers of advanced circuits, and then there's a copper wire assembler, the far end to supply the row. That makes sense. And then copper plate, circuits, and plastic are all belted in. Oh god, look at the power graph. Is that a production graph? Whatever it is, it's terrible. That's not good at all. Huh. Interesting. Yeah, a whole bunch of standard arrays. Neat design. And then just belt after red belt of... belt after blue belt of red circuits coming through. But apparently not enough. Where are these even going? Oh, they're going out here. Yes, there was, like... So one of these arrays here basically makes a full blue belt of red. Actually, these aren't even... Oh, this one's not unloading. What's the problem? Let's troubleshoot. I can do this. I have no idea. Is it copper wire? Oh, everything's running now apart from this last one. And plastic is its issue. And I think that might just be the belt. It seems like the plastic's running fine, so... Yep, there you go. All this and it's still not enough. Are these all running? They look like they're all running. Like, I'm not seeing any that are just shut down. The supplies seem to be good. Yeah, these are going. And this isn't enough. Holy crap. That's crazy. And then there's more arrays over here delivering via train. Wow, this is just filled in ocean as well there. To do, expand north. There's a delivery station here that's dealing with everything. And this isn't enough, that's... Wow, okay. Right. Let's have a bit more of a look around. I want to go to Bugbear, because apparently that... Oh no, is it Drop Bear? It's Drop Bear, that's the one. That's not right. Multiplayer. It's now approaching 3 AM. We are past the 2-hour mark and I'm still going. Okay, Drop Bear. Green circuits with biters. What a combination. Let's check this out. Let's see if it's just a wasteland destroyed by the biters or if it's holding out. This entire stream has been Bentham saying wow, holy crap, and blank, presumably? Yeah, pretty much. I mean, the entire idea of this stream, I knew from the start, was to just show you guys the insanity. There's not much I can contribute, apart from just stressing how mental this all is, in case you don't know. Right, so here's some circuit assembly, and it's going. Similar to design to what we saw before. More over here, slightly different design, using belts. Train-based stuff here. Weird arrangement for this. And then... here's the area scanned using artillery, I see. Let's look at pollution. It's at its limit. So yeah, they've solved the biter issue by just murdering all the biters. How did no one ever think of this? And they've just made it so that, like... Well, oh, there's stuff happening over here. They're making new bases, so occasionally a new base crops up, and the artillery turrets presumably set up around the edges of the region kick into action and take them out. Yeah, so if we turn off that, we switch on this coverage. They've only got 9 bases that do this. And then they must have had a central one, and then they just use that to scan out by firing in a circle. Because manual range is double. And yeah, they've just got 9 stations, positioned at strategic locations. And any time a base crops up, they spring into action and knock it out before anything can happen. Biters attack it, and then the lasers take it out. Bob's your uncle, no biter problem. Oh, another base has sprung up. And it's gone. And there you have it. And now the biters are on their way. And they're going to get taken out by the base. Oh, another one appeared. This is cool to watch these constantly working. So you need a pretty hefty supply of artillery shells to keep up with this. Oh, do not connect, apparently. What do we got? These are logistics networks. There we go. Yes, they've got a separate one for the construction of solar. And then one big network for everything else, pretty much. Quillian pacifism. I don't know what that means, but sure. Wait, is that Quillian pacifism in terms of, like, Quill 18, or is there an actual, like, philosophy? What level is the range upgrade? 12 or 14 or something? Let me check. 12 at the moment is the range, and to upgrade it again would cost 4 million science, which honestly isn't that expensive for these guys, because they're paying 65 million for worker robot speed. Well, they were at the moment. They're doing minor stuff. Okay, yeah, so they're just destroying biters that get close to pollution. Hold on. There's a base here that's managed to get inside pollution range, but outside artillery range. This is unacceptable. I wonder if they're attacking this occasionally. Let me see if I can spot some biters. No sign. Oh, but here they are. These are the guys that had their base destroyed. Also, they've got a lovely triple turret system here, incorporating flamethrowers, gun turrets, and laser turrets all working together. That's wonderful. And yeah, nothing's getting past that. Even if there was any force capable of doing so, but as soon as they build any bit of base, they're out. There you go, that's circuits. I wonder what this is about here. Someone just built... What is this? Just a self-powered random defense system? Why? Oh, whatever, I'm not gonna... If they want to build weird random defense systems, I'm gonna let them build weird random defense systems. Okay, it is Quill 18. There can be no war if there is nobody to be at war with. A solid plan. Is there anything left we particularly want to check out? Maybe modules? We could check nuclear power now it's been running for a while. But we've got all the categories covered pretty much at this point. I'm going to hop back to the nuclear power one because it's been running for 3 hours now. And oh, that's the quiet one. Let's go to the other one. Apparently it's only been running for 2 hours, even though the stream has been running for more. From the looks of it, this got shut down like the moment I left. Because it must have been shut down 15 minutes into the stream, and I explored this. Do those numbers even add up? This is confusing. Maybe it was actually beforehand. Whatever, we'll check it out and see how they progressed. Oops, server wasn't responding. A little bit worrying, this particular server. I'm concerned about its stability. The other ones all seem to be fine, but this one, from the word go, has seemed to be struggling a bit. And, oh, we got to catch up as well. Take another drink. Oh, the frames all went for a minute. We lost another 2% of our frames. Never get those back now. They're lost forever. Want to see all these maps in one giant JPEG when this is all done? Absolutely, that'll be fantastic. Random person I happen to spot. Okay, here we are. Yep, they've got a bit more work done. They've got more building done. Oh god, it's struggling. It's really struggling. Too much on one server. This was a mistake. And yeah, I think it's really slowed down production. They've made progress, but the server can't handle it. Right, let's hop back off this one. And let's check out modules. I think this will be interesting. Let's see what the priorities are for the different kinds of modules. What are the ratios they've gone for production of different ones? Because the big priorities are insane amounts of speed modules and vast amounts of productivity modules. I don't know if anyone needs efficiency apart from for power suits. Excuse me. I find when I stream I seem to gulp air over time. It's a little bit awkward. Right, so there's your ratio. 4 arrays making productivity. And then, wait, oh, these are making speed 1s. Is that just like an accidental use of that thing? These ones say speed 3s. Everything else says speed 1s. Those ratios don't add up, do they? Or do they? These are all making level 1s. These are... Wait, there's level 3s here. Okay. So yeah, these are arrays that are dedicated to level 1s. What are they used for? There's assembly... Oh, they're used for high-tech science. That's what a lot of these will be. I was trying to think what uses basic speed modules will be. High-tech science uses them. Assemblers use them. What else that's important? I can't think at the moment. Yes, it's the science. Oh, turn off smoke and then it'll run better. Okay, so the problem was for me. Hey, I worked it out myself before you guys started saying it. I'm awake enough for that at least. Yeah, that makes sense then. And then vast amounts of solar, very neatly arranged. Very nice. And there you have it. Half of this stuff is... Oh yeah, the power is being cut based on demand. Yeah, that's probably an efficient way of doing it. Otherwise, there's just constant background power use for all the beacons, isn't there? And that's nightmarish. Okay. I think that pretty much concludes our tour. I think I'll hop back to the Nexus for the end. I'll just have another quick check of the list. There's engines and electric engines, but it's 3 a.m. so for the sake of completeness, we'll have a quick hop into that one. Whereabouts are you? Engines and electric engines. Rocket control units use speed modules, of course. How could I forget? Okay. A lot of solar. And then what have we got? Oh. Uranium, apparently. Sure. I guess they gave it an extra job. I was thinking that engines and electric engines seems like a relatively easy time for a server, so it makes sense that they've added a bunch of nuclear stuff to it. Yeah, you've got everything here. You've got reclaiming uranium from spent fuel cells. You've got making the uranium, well, refining the uranium in the first place. You've got enriching. And you've got making fuel. Okay. Oh, and they've got... Wait a minute. They've got numbers here? What are these? Do these change? Oh my god, they change. They've made number displays to indicate different materials. Okay, what are these for? Okay, this one is uranium fuel. Uranium 238, 235, one of those ways round. Engines, electric engines, rocket fuel. Wait, engines again? Huh? More engines? I'm a bit confused by that. Yeah, these are just like tied up. Did they copy and paste this and now they're going to repurpose it to a different task? So at the moment it's engines. That is so cool. You can tell that, like, the guys on this server had a bit of free time. So, like, yeah, let's just make nuclear production. Let's make some fancy displays, you know. Let's make inserters as well, because we can. Why not? Somebody needs them. Okay, let's look at the arrays. Here we go. So we got the actual engine production. This looks like it's specifically electric engines. The engines are running straight into electric engine production because of the ratios. I think that lines up perfectly, or maybe, I don't know if it actually does. It doesn't matter. And then here we've got dedicated engine production. Bish bash bosh, Bob's your uncle, there you go. That's engines. What's this? And what even? Okay, they're making advanced circuits too, apparently. I don't even know. Sure. They had the spare time and resources and UPS, so they're just making a bunch of random extra stuff. So, sure. And vast amounts of power. There you have it. Let me... wait, what are you using electric engines again? Yeah, at no point do advanced circuits come into it. Normal circuits come into it. But yeah, they just decided to make advanced circuits over here. Guess there was a shortage and they were like, yeah, let's help. Sure. Okay, ooh, hello. Compact setup. Still less production, I think, because you much less speed beacons. Actually, not that compact because you cannot place a second print as close. Less power and UPS efficient because there's a lot more entities discussing important things, probably. I do like this feature that's developed of using map markers to have, like, important discussions. So whenever anything important is being discussed, you can make sure there's a record of it kept permanently on the map that other people can check in on and contribute to. It's quite cool. I wonder if the devs ever intended that when they set up that particular feature. Okay, now we'll leave it there. We'll hop back to the Nexus and we'll see how that's going. And we will finish with this particular look at the madness that is Clusterio. see how long it takes to catch up with this one. I'm going to watch the drop frames. I want to keep an eye on it this time. Now that we're doing it for the last time and aren't actually going to be doing it again and don't need to worry about it. Oh, there they go. Yeah, I just drop, like, a couple hundred frames every time I join a server. I mean, it makes complete sense. I don't know why I'm surprised. Alright. Oh, I'm yawning. Oh dear. Okay. We're back in the Nexus. And yeah, even more nuclear stuff here as we saw. You didn't see it before. Don't even know what this is for. Oh, now I get it. Oh, I'm so dumb. That's the thing. When I first arrived here, I didn't fully comprehend the scale of this project. And so when I saw this, I'm like, oh, this is for rockets, right? No. This, all of this vast amount of production is just for satellites. None of this goes to rockets. There's an entire separate server for that. This is just for these satellite assemblers making up full pelt and delivering to the rockets so that we can make one rocket launch per second for that 60,000 science we need. So there you have it. Insane. And then just general production of all sorts of bits and bobs you need. As and when you need them for all the different servers. This is just the server that provides all the entities that you need to build stuff with, all the machinery for you to use everywhere else. Made out of materials delivered from the other servers. It's a cycle. It's quite cool that the cycle has set up properly. Right, let's have a look at the labs. Here they are. Right, we got 0k running, we got 100k running, we got 200k running. 300k is not, but it looks like it has been to a certain degree because stuff is moving. So, it was running, but now it's not. Okay, let's look at the production graphs. Okay, it's saved my settings. So we are looking at only 34,000 science in the past minute. It's dropped from before. It was like 44,000 perhaps, but now that it's been running continuously for a while I've been here, I imagine supplies of certain things have been run through, and so now this is the actual speed the factory can maintain long term. So it needs doubling. So it's still a bit of a project, but it can be definitely done, I'm sure. I have full confidence that that FactorioMMO is going to succeed in this. I haven't doubted them for a second because they are most definitely dedicated. So that's what we're looking at now. And just a reminder, that's over 500 science a second still. It's still pretty crazy. You can see when the research is done, then for a while it cuts out. Someone's just selected worker robot speed so that it runs continuously. So that was its peak there, and I think that was the peak of the entire time I've been here. Actually, no, this is only the past hour. So, yeah, this is when I arrived, and then someone kicked in the science and things started moving, and it's now dropped down a little bit again. It's evened out a bit. So yeah, that's the current situation there. Let me go check out the supply indicators and see what's going on right now. Let's see how it's changed as we've been going, because it's been 2 hours. 2.5 at this point. So, issues. Still struggling in terms of nuclear stuff. No steam turbines, no accumulators, presumably, or maybe that's put accumulators, I don't actually know. Also shortage of reactors. Heat exchangers are doing okay, but they're not great yet. And a similar situation for heat pipes. Oh, now they're doing better. Ore is actually struggling a little bit, perhaps. That might just be that. Yeah, I think that's just because it's not completely full. I don't think that's actually an issue at all. I think they're fine. They're at their limits as far as I can tell based on the system. It looks like there's a limit of 10 million each, and they're holding to that. And then occasionally drop for a second, and then more trains turn up. So, and there is the issue. Advanced circuits and processing units. They're the problem. That is what is holding everything up. That's the ultimate root of all problems with the science. And then there's also rocket control units, which also need working on. I think rockets are doing okay at the moment. Like, I think the supply of space science is alright, but that might be an indication of a developing issue. Actually, no, of course, that comes from the processing units, so they're going to be short as long as they're short. That's just how it's going to be. So that's the issue. That's what needs to be solved. Everything else is pretty much fine. Really? Like, is there anything else? Oh, the artillery shells aren't 100%. Probably fine. Then again, if that goes wrong, then you're in a real world of pain, so you do definitely have to be careful about that. As soon as that indicator drops, you got to find out why and do something about it. But it's not my problem, so it's fine. Walls aren't fully filled up right now. Is someone building a big expansion then? Maybe artillery is involved? Petroleum gas is struggling? And that looks like it's genuine, because I'm pretty sure the limit on that is... the limit is probably like 10,000, and it's at 8,000 right now. Going up and down by hundreds of thousands every few seconds. Like the madness that this server is. You just launched another red circuit server. Okay, I'll hop into that then before the end. Tell me the name. I need to find out which one it is. Actually, I'll be able to tell because there'll be... Yeah, there we go. 20 minutes. Texas Instruments, 4 people in it, making red circuits. Let's check it out. We're on the frontier here. Oh wow, yeah, there's really nothing set up yet. There's just the chest, and they're just requesting... Are you getting your, You're getting your power suits together, that makes sense. And then you're gonna start, actually getting properly to work. Steel's dropping fast, is it? Oh, interesting. The steel server's so cool. Well, there we go, they've got to... Wait. Why are you setting up artillery? Is this a biter server? Because that's interesting if it is. And if it is, I don't know if it's a good idea to set up an artillery turret as the first thing. You'll get murdered. Hi, Cyhiers. Still there going to be 2 steel worlds? I never heard that, but then I could easily have missed that. Maybe that's on the docket. Maybe that's coming up. Oh. Either that was a manual fire, or there are biters. There are biters! This is a biter world! Uh-oh. I guess I should defend. Luckily I have some uranium rounds. I'm sure there's plenty of these in supply, might as well grab some. Oh crap! There we go. Dealt with. This is the cool thing about this mod, is that like this situation is just completely new. Like we spawn in and we can pull in stuff from... Oh, you forgot to turn off biters. Well, there you go. We've accidentally got a biter circuit world. Extra bit of challenge, you know? Makes sense? But yeah, having this sort of situation where like you have so much in the way of materials at your disposal, and it's just a case of establishing yourself and getting production rate going. I do wonder if like if it's excuse me, it's 3 AM. And I do wonder if it's possible to screw yourself over and actually lose with a map like this, because you spawn it in and you start like hammering biter bases with artillery shells. You're gonna draw in a bunch of yeah, here they are. I'm gonna be mean and not do anything. Oh, actually, gun damage is really high now, so people are murdering biters instantly, especially with the uranium rounds and the fact that they're not evolved. So that's a shame. It's an interesting idea if like you could actually, if your hubris could ruin you early on, and you actually get your base overrun and lose these two machines so that you can't do anything. There was a click through the stream. Oh, I'm sorry about that. I hope it wasn't too painful for the ears. I don't think anything happened on my end that could have caused it, unfortunately. So you have to blame YouTube for that one. Or maybe OBS. As the experience shows, some people are worse than others with biter maps. Okay. I do hope later on I can check out Heaven and Hell, because they were cool maps. I would like to see how that's progressed. Yeah, they've got laser turrets now, so the place is safe. It's going to take a bit of time to get set up because they want to. Like the thing about this is that you've got all the materials at your disposal already. You're in the end game. You're beyond the end game. Honestly, you're into some like. You're into New Game Plus, except it's Late Game Plus at this point. So like it's a completely new way of playing, and so the way this is probably going to work, I assume, I'm not going to get involved because this is beyond me, is that they're going to spend a whole bunch of time just planning out. They'll do a bit of scouting, clear out some biters, and then they're going to just mark places and get everything set up ready, and then they're going to place down some well thought out, ready-made blueprints and have this fantastically built setup that works great from the word go. So it's gonna be interesting to see what goes, but I do need to end now because I'm getting very tired. I don't think it's no evolution. I mean that there's no evolution happened yet. There probably is evolution unless someone said otherwise earlier. Isengard is almost at its limit with UPS. You probably do need another steel server. Okay. How'd the honeycomb turn out? I can't get to it because Redmew haven't updated their servers, so their Heaven and Hell maps aren't accessible by anyone right now, unfortunately. Otherwise, I would have visited both because they're both really cool. Oh yeah, I should turn the map on because they're doing artillery-based scouting. 10 or 15 artillery trains would do this planet good. Interesting water arrangements here, I like it. Like snaking rivers and stuff going around. Cut off in places. This is sudden change in terrain here as we go from desert to something else like marshland. That's cool. The biters are all running in. Alright, yep, I think we will wrap it up there because it's now 3 AM. We've been going for 2.5 hours and we've covered all the basic. I mean, we didn't visit half the servers, if even like 2/3, but we covered all the different like categories. And I imagine that most of the mining servers are the same, most of the smelting servers are the same, circuit servers are probably mostly the same. And if I did tour all of them, we'd be going into the early hours, getting into the late hours potentially. So I will leave it here, and I'll leave these guys to wage war against these biters and establish a circuit assembling empire, a volcano biome. That would be cool. And maybe you could include some power generation with that, like geothermal vents and stuff like that. Lava rivers. I don't know. Be cool. Mustafar doesn't look right. Because there's no lava. Yeah, that's the thing. Alright. That's what we'll leave it for today. So this is Clusterio. It is insane. It's been running for a week. Its goal is to produce 60,000 signs per minute. And it's halfway there, if not more. They're continuously adding more servers because there were 30 when I started. And I think there's at least 31 now, if not like 33 maybe. I'm not really sure. They keep finding more people are joining. Got auto firing on, or someone just ordered a bunch of shots? But yeah, they're just constantly making new ground, adding more servers to the network. This is, I'm pretty sure, between all these servers, the biggest factory ever built. I'd be extremely surprised if it wasn't, and I'd be fascinated to look around whatever factory is bigger than this, if any computer can even run it. So yeah, this is still, you can join this. There is a whitelist you have to join, and like all the communities that are a part of it have criteria for joining the whitelist. So there's different ways of doing so, and in my particular case, I'm allowing YouTube sponsors. So that's a way of limiting it. Otherwise, if I let everyone on, there'd be anarchy and people that destroy stuff, and that's not on because they'd ruin the fun of hundreds of people. So. I don't know how to end it. I'm just like, this whole thing is just insane. It's I'm very happy to have been a part of this in any way. I wish I'd been able to contribute servers. It's frustrating that that fell through, but I'm glad that I was told in advance and stuff, and invited to have my community be a part of it and be able to add people to the whitelist and stuff like that, be given that authority. And yeah, streaming this has been really, really fun. And I'm really looking forward to seeing things when they're running at full pelt, when it's gone even more mental, when we're actually making 60,000 science per minute, or 1,000 science a second. It's gonna be crazy. But yes. I think we'll leave it there. And by the way, Deedco, I think you're talking about a different book, but The Long Earth is a really cool book about multiple Earths that exist in a chain. You can step between them, and there's a mod for Factorio that does that, but it's awkward because iron can't cross, and they've kept that. They've kept to that, which makes it very difficult to do anything in that game, but in that mod. But at some point, I might use that. Yeah, that's a cool thing. The Long Earth, cool book series, very science fiction-y, written by Terry Pratchett and co-written by Stephen Baxter. The last series Terry Pratchett worked on. Some people don't like it because the character stuff isn't so great, but the science fiction stuff is awesome, so I do like that series. But that's a random aside that has nothing to do with anything, so I'm going to go, because I've got to the rambling phase, apparently, where I talk about nothing forever. So, oh dear. So, I will leave it there, and I will say goodbye, thank you for watching, and I shall see you next time.